This is CRESTCon 2018. It's a really good event as always. We sold out with attendees with quite a long way to go, so we've had to extend it as we always do. So I think the participation in this is really very good. The other exciting thing for this year is we're running 3 streams. So really what we've always tried to do is collaborate with other professional bodies and other people that are working to actually improve the industry. And the idea of working closely with the IISP for the last 4 years on CRESTCon has been a really good concept. And this year to have a 3rd stream introduced via the British Computer Society, the BCS, I think is really good. So the biggest challenges are in their industry really is twofold, I think. The first is that we don't have necessarily enough people, and the people we do have, I think we need to upskill. So what we're seeing is quite a significant increase in terms of the number of individuals and companies coming into the marketplace. But the difficult thing is how to provide a differentiator between those individuals and companies that actually provide an excellent service and those that are just coming into a new industry because they can see the margins being produced. So the content of this conference, I think, is really interesting. So the 3 streams are roughly broken down into primary technology, security management functions, and then also the development of individuals and professionalizations. And then we make it available to anybody for free online. So what we're trying to do is to make sure this is an open and inclusive conference. It's very different because we run it as a not-for-profit, and what we're trying to do is to knowledge share everything we have available. So we've got excellent speakers that would normally be really expensive to come and see. We're relatively cheap, but if you can't get to us, then what you can do is you can look at all of the presentations online for free. So my take-home message, as it always is collaboration. So there is an awful lot to do here. If you look at the professional bodies, we're not in direct competition with each other. We all understand where we fit within the ecosystem, and what we need to do is work more collaboratively together to improve that level of professionalisation, to improve the skill, knowledge and competence of the people working in the industry, and also to uplift the industry to make sure we have not only innovation, but we have incubation and scale. So I think our annual conference is a really good time to actually stand back and think about what we've achieved. What we have done is introduce significant new membership throughout Southeast Asia. We've got significant influence there in terms of both the buying community from financial services and government, and we're seeing Singapore in particular grow quite significantly, tied together with the work we're doing in both Hong Kong and Malaysia. So that whole development of a different region, I think, is a really exciting thing. There is actually a CRESTCon running this year in Southeast Asia for the first time. If you look at the US, then I've just come back from RSA, and I think the difference there is we've been going there for 4 years. In the first year, people had no idea what we were talking about in terms of professionalisation and developing the industry. And now what we're actually finding is that people understanding what CREST are doing, they're actually seeking us out. So we have a really busy time whenever we're there. Historically, we've worked with the NSA, but now really we're just standing on our own. And the level of interest over there is just huge, and the level of membership is increasing. If you look at mainland Europe, then we've been working very closely with the European Central Bank to look at the strategy for Europe, rolling out situational or simulated targeted attack and response or intelligence-led penetration testing for critical functions in financial services in Europe. That's been a huge amount of work, and I think the fruition is now coming forward. So in other words, we're actually seeing people doing a lot more work in that area, and we're seeing that developmental activities happening throughout mainland Europe. In addition to the UK, then we've had a 30% growth in terms of our membership. That's good for CREST, but in actual fact what we do is we service the industry. So in other words, what we're doing now is exerting greater influence. We're opening up new marketplaces and additional marketplaces, both domestically and internationally. And what we're doing is working to open other marketplaces up with critical national infrastructure providers, as well as other sectors. So I think that whole maturity of the marketplace, bringing things together, coordinating things and delivering them in the best way we can to support our members and the buying community, I think is really some of the things we've achieved over this year.